Hey everyone, welcome back and happy Sunday. All right, guys. Well, I cannot believe it is already January 26th. How wild is that? I feel like time is just flying and I don't know. It's like it was funny. I think it was Ryan Bailey who I saw on his I think it was on Instagram today where I saw where he said it feels like every day this month has felt like a month or something like that. And I don't think that he's wrong. But then also now that I noticed that it was the 26th, I'm like, oh no, it kind of feels like it's flying. So before we jump in, if you guys have not, go ahead, pop off in the comment section. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And we're back to talk about Kyle and Dorit. Dorit is kind of exposing Kyle for some of these text messages and talking to her husband behind the scenes. So here we go. Thank you to Reality Blurb. Dorit Kemsley, she took aim at Kyle Richards over her text to PK. This was after this week's episode of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Now, it was Bose, Garcelle, Erica. They also commented on the ongoing drama surrounding Kyle's communication with PK. This is while he is currently being separated from Dorit. But they shaded Kyle as sinister. And she recalled another instance in which Kyle spoke to PK about the drama between them. She said, when we were together, I know that when she was mad at me, she spoke to PK about being mad at me before she spoke to me. Yeah, that's what she said on the January 21st episode of the after show. But by the way, that wasn't on text or on the phone. That was PK and Mauricio having dinner. And this is when Mo and Kyle lived together and PK was going back to Mo's house and bumping into Kyle. But according to Dorit, the scenario wasn't so sinister since she and PK hadn't split. It wasn't something sinister and we weren't separated. It would be harder to swallow given that we were separated. But meanwhile, Bose felt that Kyle's explanation of the text about how she intended to keep it private and keep his private life away from the cameras was nothing more than an excuse. I believe it was about Dorit because if the text was about production, she should have rolled her eyes and been like, y'all are making a mountain out of a molehill. Can I have another snack? And that's what she should have said. But instead, folks are getting really upset. This is coming from Bose, which, okay. I just think it pointed to something much, much, much more. If Kyle was talking to PK and sending jokes and memes and also once in a while a little dig at you, I'm like, okay, you're not getting along. I can get that, but then admit it. All I'm saying is just be honest about that. Be like, yeah, I was talking shit about you to your ex. But Kyle insisted that she truly wanted PK to know that she would not share any secrets about him and Dorit or their marriage on the show. The only thing that I don't necessarily understand, and right now I do feel like we're kind of beating a dead horse here, but what I don't necessarily understand is why are we not having like I don't know if it adds up. You don't want to have this conversation about Dorit with PK or conversations with PK, and you're telling him that, okay, it's not going to be, I will never tell the public or whatever. And I know that they said that production had to get the text messages off of Kyle and like had to really beg her for them. But then essentially what you did was you ended up sharing the text messages with Dorit. Now, do I think that there was something weird or sinister? No, I don't. I don't think that Kyle is trying to come on to PK at all. I don't think it's anything like that. And I also thought it was bullshit. Like when I did the video yesterday, when they're saying we don't buy Kyle being, like liking women. I'm like, based off of what? What are you basing that off of? That you get to say that? You know what I mean? But hold on. We're not done. I mean, I. Again, if Kyle was talking to PK and sending jokes and memes and also once in a while a little dig at you, I'm like, okay, you're not getting along. I can get that. But then admit it. All I'm saying is just be honest about that. Be like, yeah, I was talking shit about your ex. But Kyle insisted that she truly wanted PK to know that she wouldn't share any secrets about him and Dorit or their marriage on the show. When you do what we do in this world, you get scared sometimes to say something because you're like, What if it comes up on camera? So that was part of it. But also, the other part of it is that when I am telling someone, if you're going through a hard time, you can share things with me. I would never repeat anything. I want someone to know that you're safe to share it with me no matter what. And after hearing what Kyle had to say, Erica further explained her point as she stood up for her friend, saying, "What you were saying was, even if we never speak again, you can understand I am your friend. Everything that you've said to me is confidential, whether it was good, bad, or indifferent, or nothing. And that is just being, in my opinion, a friend," is what Erica shared. At the very most, and I said this to Dorit, whether she remembers it or not, I said, at the very most, Dorit, at the very most, maybe they bitched about you. Then, after Kyle insisted that she would never complain about Dorit to PK, nor would he complain about Dorit to her, Garcelle admitted that she didn't understand how production got linked to the text. It doesn't make sense to me. If Kyle said, you know what, we weren't in a good place, I was talking shit about you with your ex, everyone would have understood that. We've all done it. That's where it would have stopped. But clearly, that is not where it stopped. Now, mind you, Dorit also got upset with Kyle about this and she called her out. She said, when it came down to all of this, that hurt. I'm your friend too. And you saying that she did nothing wrong when my feelings are she did something wrong. By the way, Erica, you would not be okay with it. Erica chose to believe what Kyle was saying because she feels like it's too hard for her not to, because she will think differently of Kyle. Now, meanwhile, in her own Beverly Hills After Show segment, Erica opened up about being in the middle of her two friends, saying, I don't want to choose anybody over anybody. And I'm sure it's going to look like I'm the biggest king flip flopper. I hope not, but I was trying to be kind to two women who were in a terrible place. And according to Erica, she told Dorit that she needed proof of wrongdoing in order to take a stance against Kyle, who insisted her comments to PK were about production and not Dorit. I'm not going to take a position on that, even if it is, if it was that way. I don't want to believe that. Don't try to push me into that place. I knew it was a terrible position, and at some point I was going to get it wrong, and I was going to have to step backward, which is what I did. Both of these women are important to me. Both of these women are going through very tough times in their life, and I'm going through a very tough time in my life. And I want to give everybody the grace and the love and support that I possibly can. I don't want anyone to hurt more than they have to. So all I tried to do was show up and be kind, be supportive, and try to be as objective as I can with the information that I have. But after then noting that she did not have all of the information, Erica concluded that she had to take Dorit and Kyle's personal struggles into consideration amid the feud, saying, that for me is the biggest thing when I look at people's behavior. Friendships are one thing, home is a whole other ballgame. I mean, to be fair, Erica 100%, and you guys know I'm not a huge Erica fan. I'm just not. Erica, she put herself in the middle by trying to be a good friend. She could have easily stayed out of it. I'm sure there are so many people who did stay out of it. She put herself in the middle, but she's not wrong. She was trying to be a good friend to both sides. She was trying to help them understand. And also, she has a job to do on the show, which is why she put herself in the middle. So we're not mad at Erica for this. For Dorit, you're reaching with the whole Kyle thing. But then for Kyle was reaching with the whole, oh, well, at BravoCon, you said this. And I've said the whole time, you shouldn't have even used those examples that you used from BravoCon. Instead, you should have said, at last year's reunion, you brought up my text, and that was it for me. And we all would have understood. But that is not what we did. Guys, I want to hear what your thoughts are. Pop off in the comment section. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell, and we'll see you next time. Love you guys.